HodgePodge Records exclusive.
Hey now.
Know what I mean? See what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Hear what I'm saying? See what I mean? Know what I'm saying?
So, say my name.
Brady's HodgePodgecast.
Welcome everybody to HodgePodgecast episode 5. We're on the 5th episode. I'm joined here at the Altar Bar in Pittsburgh with a very special HodgePodgecast with Nick Thomas of Nick Thomas Band, the Spill Canvas, whatever you really want to put him in, I guess that.
Yes, sir.
Right, that works. So I've listened to you for over 10 years now, and I'm honored to interview you right now.
I'm so sorry. I feel no. I'm very honored. It's weird it only seems like 10 years has passed when I talk out loud about it, or do an interview, or if I'm talking to family or friends. It's been 10 years, and it's like. It's probably been a little longer that I've been playing music actively, but the Spill Canvas and all the music that's out there, I appreciate it that you've been listening that long through all the changes.
And there has been a lot of changes, but really it's all stayed pretty much the same, and it's great to watch you because I feel like you really convey how you feel, on stage, and that's just amazing that a musician can do that. So.
Oh my gosh. I mean, yes. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think I just take from. I grew up. My dad was very into music, and I think also when I started playing, that was the only way to go. Was like 1,000% or nothing, because then it felt kind of fake. Yeah, in between.
You just give such a great performance,
Thank you.
So the new album, Shadowars, which is your solo project, you did that on Kickstarter. How was that?
It was great. Kickstarter, incredible platform to do to get things funded, especially for bands. There's all other uses for it, but for bands, you can get your albums funded as opposed to going kind of through the legal mumbo jumbo of a record deal, which Spill Canvas, my previous band, I guess still kind of my band, which we had gone through, was that avenue of just convoluted legal jargon to get a record deal, because they are the people with the money and the resources to help you make the record. Whereas Kickstarter is an incredible platform. You incredible fans were able to fund it.
Yes, thank you for funding it.
Yes, thank you. He funded it. It was a little harder than I thought. Just not harder, I guess, just more time consuming. Because you have all these songs, and ideas and everything in mind, ready to record. Then when things come in, the pledges, they have different tier levels.
The rewards.
You chose the caricature.
I did, so you had to draw me.
I had to draw your face, which was a delight, by the way.
Well, thank you.
I messed up several times. But yeah, it's a really cool way to fund a record and kind of get a little more independence from the.
So do you prefer to be more independent, or do you prefer to be on a label?
Sure. It's really tough to call that, because there are extremely huge benefits to both, I think. And, now being in Spill Canvas, our last record, or the most previous record, was in 2012. That was Gestalt, and that was Kickstarter funded as well. First time I had ever done it or heard about it. Then last year, Shadowars' Nick Thomas record was Kickstarter funded. So But prior to that, being on a label for almost since 2004, whether it was an indie label or a major label like Warner Brothers, it was all. I don't feel like I've been independent long enough to to discern the differences.
Oh yeah, I can see
guess.
that. I think really independent is kind of the way to go these days.
I will say this. I think we all, speaking from just when I say we, me, as well as the other guys in Spill Canvas, that might not be really actively in the band anymore, and as well as the new members of Nick Thomas' band, we all have we can see that the internet has taken on it's become even more of a resourceful tool.
It's like a big grassroots campaign when it comes down to. I mean, you got people sharing everything.
Exactly. And you start your own label, and you can get your music out there immediately through digital distribution companies that just didn't exist prior to, the internet and all the sharing capabilities. And it's interesting. I mean, there's the time when the music industry's in crisis, and all this stuff. And I mean, it changed. I remember starting right when internet was like dial-up, and then it was like cable, and
Isn't that terrible?
I was putting my stuff,
Because I think you're what? You just turned 30? Is that what?
Yeah, I'm 30 years old.
So I'm 29. So it's weird. Like we're in that gap where
we were just on the cusp.
Yeah.
Where internet's. You got mp3.com. I remember was one of the first sites I put my music as Spill Canvas up on mp3.com, and I don't even know if it's around anymore now, but it's a strange thing because right after that it exploded into MySpace and these other social media now, which are norms. I mean,
oh yeah,
you are out of the norm if you are not connected like that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's very strange, but. In the same right, it's still very extremely good.
Yes.
I mean, it's an extremely helpful tool.
So you've been out of touring for how long? Were you out of touring before you went back on the Shadowars tour?
I was Spill Canvas. We put out a record in 2012, Gestalt, independently, and then we didn't really tour that record.
No, you just played a couple shows.
Yeah,
I
we
think.
played 4 or 5 shows. It was just kind of like an integrity to us, like we owed it to ourselves.
Yeah.
Prior to that, we had left Warner Brothers in 2010 after fulfilling our obligation contractually with them, and I was in a dark spot. A lot of different things contributed to me being. I started to struggle with some addiction issues, which. It just kept escalating as things in the business part of the major label aspect. I'm not blaming anything or anyone.
Right, but out in the music industry, it is a prominent. You hear about when you're growing up, Motley Crue back in the day and stuff.
It's weird,
and it's just the lifestyle, really. But
it's very bizarre to embody the stereotype of a VH1 behind the music thing.
It's unfortunate that it happens.
It's unfortunate.
But it does
It's not a laughable thing by any means, but at this point, being okay where I'm at now.
Well, I'm so glad that you made it through, because I mean, you've helped me through so many things. I mean,
that's awesome. That's the goal. You know what I mean? Like that's
it works.
Thank you. That's good to know because, I mean, there's no real reason to. I mean, even at the biggest ego, even if you had the biggest ego in the world, it's not fulfilling unless someone else can benefit from it, and you can just feel selfless for a moment because what had helped you get through something had helped them, or in any way, So I'm glad that could help. And
I'm sure you've helped a lot of other people too, just other than me. I'm sure you hear stories all the time.
But I do, but now. It's been so from like 2010 until up to just it's been about a year or so. I'd say the end of 2013 or so. I mean, it was I struggled very deeply with these addiction issues, and so to be able to come out of that, and I never thought I couldn't play guitar at one point. Like I couldn't even. I couldn't even do it, just physically couldn't. And to be able to be here now after, a Spill Canvas record and then starting a whole new project and still have maybe not the same desire, but it's a transformed new energy that I'm like, wow, I feel like I have a second chance. And,
That's great. I mean, you do in a sense,
I definitely, I've got to take advantage of it.
So what's been your favorite place to play?
On this tour?
No, I mean, I guess ever, yeah. What's your favorite?
Ever. Favorite place to play? Oh my gosh. Venue? Gosh, that's a broad one. I could rattle on about that for like 20 minutes, but I won't. When I got to, we got to do a Spill Canvas tour in gosh, I can't remember what year that was. 2008 or 9. It's 2008 or 9. We got to go to Europe with Play My Tees.
Oh, nice.
And they were just having a lot of success with Hey There Delilah, and we got to go to Switzerland and see Italy, and those were some of the places I wanted to be, and they might not have known our music. Some of them actually knew some of the songs, and it was just surreal, because that was the farthest we had gone.
Do you ever hear from any of those people out there saying like, "Oh, I still listen to you, I saw you"?
There's actually, I mean, I know there's some Italy people. I don't know if they had been to that show specifically on that tour, but because we only played there once. But I know we've gotten some messages, on Facebook. Again, would never have known without that tool.
It makes it so accessible for artists and for anybody really to just find. You can find old, classmates, anything.
Classmates, family. I mean, I have family from my dad's side, the extended things that I never even knew existed, and it's a wide-ranging thing. But yeah, the whole tool of the internet is kind of maybe, I think it's maybe made the international aspect of any music that I would make or Spill Canvas would make. I think that it's made it, and I'm sure the same goes with every other artist, it's made it a lot more, I'd say, beneficial when you tour over there. Yeah. Because if you didn't tour, if there was no internet and then you go over there, I remember one of our first UK tours, it was still the internet wasn't quite what it was today. Right. And I didn't care, though. I mean, I just graduated high school and we played pubs to like 3 people. But that was awesome, I bet. So nowadays, it's invaluable, I think. So,
what's your favorite song to play live? You got quite the catalog.
It's crazy to think about what song is my favorite to play. I think out of anything, like Spill Canvas or Nick Thomas. Yeah. So hard. I would have to have a 2-part answer. Okay. If possible. The Tide, I wrote it when I was 17, 18, and when I play that, we played it full band version of The Tide in the Spill Canvas, and then I played it solo by myself. It was like, it was almost like a songwriting experiment for me at the time.
Well, it's such an amazing track. So.
Thank you. The biggest thing there is just the crowd participation and being able to play that, to play a chorus and then just to step back and it's just me and a guitar and I can barely hear anything but them singing the words.
And that's amazing.
I don't.
That must be an amazing feeling.
There's out of all the terrible things I've done in my life, there is no high better than that one right there. So, in all honesty, that's probably, I'd have to hands down say that. Although a full band, any full band song, I just love. I mean, if it's, I guess I wouldn't be a part of it or have written it with the band or myself if I didn't like dig it in some way. But there's others I might prefer. But all in all, anything, I'm just glad to be able to do it.
I'm glad that you do it.
So that makes one of us. No, I'm just kidding.
So, has there ever been anyone that you've played with or opened up for, or they've opened up for you, or anything that you've really were taken back by? Like
Wow.
Yeah, like as in, who was your favorite person that you ever played on a bill with?
Oh. I mean, excluding Warp Tour, which we had done many times, which has like some of the bands I grew up listening to, but like just an exclusive tour. And I kind of go back to it a lot, just because it was, I don't know. It's not like it was a band I like really listened to a lot. I'd say there's two tours. We did a tour. We got to do a tour with Copeland, and I grew up listening. It was a Copeland and like Melee and Daphne Loves Derby, and I grew up listening to Copeland. Like I was in a metal band when I first started. Before I did Spill Canvas, and that tour was 2005 or 6, and then I love every song they've ever done. I think Copeland just put out a new record as well, and they're doing another tour. But other than
I've never
that,
really listened to them very much. Maybe I should. I mean,
it's a little like you might want to go sleep to it. But the Goo Goo Dolls tour, basically one of the last Spill Canvas tour.
That was a great tour. I caught that one.
Really?
Did oh, no problem.
Sorry.
So I noticed from watching you before that tour and after that tour, did John like give you any advice? Like it seems like he took you aside and
you know what? There's I talked to him a lot. He actually was he was actually kind of like a chain smoker. I mean, I'm sorry. I apologize if you weren't. He smoked cigarettes, and I did too at the time, and which I don't now. But you know, I mean, Goo Goo Dolls has been around like 20 some years or something, maybe even more. And you go into that type of tour, you know, you're playing amphitheaters of tens of thousands of people every night. And granted, they're not exactly there to see you.
Yeah.
But you know, you play those shows and you grow up listening to all their hits, and you don't think they're going to be exactly. I mean, it's just it would be easy to accept that they're going to be a little out there.
Yeah.
But they were just some of the sweetest, most down to earth people. I mean, they would go out of their way. They didn't have to talk to us or hang out with us.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a very well established act, and they don't have to do the. I don't know. They didn't have to do what they did, and he had given me some advice about smoking, and he was having trouble with some falsetto. I mean, he doesn't have a falsetto or whatever, and he was like, yeah, because I do, you know, and I was having a rough night one of the nights, and I was smoking, and I remember him coming out to the balcony of the venue we were playing, and he was like, and he just gives really good advice, you know, and I mean, their band's incredible. I mean, they have some just
so
songs.
tight. And it sounds just, you know, it sounds just like it does on CD. It's
they're
nuts.
extremely good for how long they've been doing it.
Yeah.
And just and they have a timeless feel to them, which, you know, that where it can kind of I mean, it's an era band for sure, but their songs are still good today, you know, the bigger ones and the singles, and I mean all of them, but that was probably one of the most, it's still today, is one of the coolest, you know, bands I got to share the bill with for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna like cut to something. I don't know if it's gonna be something from tonight or something that I've previously done because I have a bunch of backlogged footage. So
I hope it could be from tonight.
yeah, I'm thinking Circles and Lines. I think that one sounded pretty good. Which is that your single?
That's what we called the single off Shadowars, Circles and Lines. Landon and myself were in the studio, and we pumped it out. Like we needed, we didn't really hear the most catchy of a song on the record.
Yeah.
I like to have a well-rounded thing, And we just, I remember Landon and I just kind of pumping it out in like 5 minutes, just came out of nowhere.
Wow. It's a great track for that. I mean,
yeah, thank you. Yeah,
shit.
It's weird how those ones go, but yeah, if that one sounds good,
it indeed does sound great.
I hope so.
Well, yeah. I mean, as a general, it sounds great.
Well,
you know.
thank you.
So, okay, we're gonna cut to that.
What's up, everyone? I bet you didn't expect to see me right here, but some of the audio did not turn out great for the show, and I wanted to show circles and lines. And since Bryce is such a beast on the drum kit and can play so tight with a click track, I have backlogged footage of circles and lines that I put together a little compilation over, I think, 3 or 4 shows. I don't know. So check it out here with a studio track of circles and lines with a compilation, and wait until the end of the interview, and you'll get to hear a Spill Canvas song. I sound so excited. I'm like, you'll get to hear a Spill Canvas song. Yes, you'll get to hear a Spill Canvas song at the end of the interview from that show, from that night at the Altar Bar. Once again, thanks, Nick. And without further ado, Circles and Lines live compilation video. Boom!
Everything was going just as planned. I, for once, felt confident in making my stand. Suddenly, my spine went slack again. There it was, the vision of us from way back when. Oh no, round and round we go. I can't commit to the straight line. Whoa, oh, oh, circling you till the end of time. I feel justified in leaving you. Take the ring, take your things. I don't care what you do. It doesn't really matter anyway. 'Cause we'll be right back here in a couple of days. Oh no, round and round we go. I can't commit to the straight line. Whoa, oh, oh, circling you till the end of time. Oh no, round and round we go. I can't commit to the straight line. Whoa, oh, oh, circling you till the end of time. Oh no, round and round we go. I can't commit to the straight line. Whoa, oh, oh, circling you till the end of time.
All right, we're back. Now you just watched something. I don't know what yet, but
It was good.
so now I always ask the people that I'm interviewing 5 questions.
Yes.
So what's your beverage of choice?
I mean, like, water should be like the answer.
Wow.
Water should be the answer. Diet Coke is the truth.
All right, Diet Coke. If you could work with anybody, past or present, who would you work with?
Artist or producer?
Oh,
Anyone.
Yeah,
In music.
Well, yeah, or yeah,
anything.
I guess any.
Jeez. Well, I
Anything.
only, my biggest, music is music.
Yeah.
I would say, Can I give a couple answers for
Yeah.
that? Otis Redding, Max Bemis, and Chris Conley, and Marvin Gaye. I have a big Motown affinity and a big pop punk New Jersey.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a broad spectrum on both two sides.
That's it for me, man.
If you and Max were to lay down a track, that would be nuts.
If I even got to talk to him, I mean, it's the guy that influenced me very heavily. I think he's a freaking genius, man. I think there's nobody.
Both of you. See, I look at you and Max as wonderful, amazing lyricists.
I thank you. That's
Yeah. So
for me, I would like fan out kind of thing if I got to, which is weird. It never crossed paths, and
yeah, that is strange with you playing Warped and stuff like that.
Yeah, just never, and just within the business, none of that ever crossed paths, and I would be blown away if I got to. Hopefully someday.
Yes.
If you're watching this, which I know you won't.
Max Bemis, work with Nick.
He's not gonna call me back.
You already worked with Newfound Glory and stuff, and you know.
Yeah, but they're so much better. Actually, we did do that record. No, Really I'm Fine. We did with Neil, who did Neil Avron, who did a bunch of the Newfound Glory stuff. I don't believe he did the current stuff, but Neil Avron actually did the Say Anything self-titled record.
Oh, nice.
And I had lunch with Neil when I was in LA, and I was like, so how was it? Tell me about him. Like, and I didn't get as far as like, give me his number, because I was like, I should just back up. This is a little weird, but it's just currently he's incredible. Yep.
So if you had $5 at McDonald's, what would you get?
$5 at McDonald's. Well, since their value menu, like the numbers, like number 1, 2, those are above $5.
Yeah.
So what I do is I would get your McDoubles, or your spicy McChickens, or your regular McChickens. They have spicy McChickens.
Yeah. It depends on the day, right?
I'm yeah.
If you're feeling spicy, if you're feeling
if I have my Tums or my Rolaids, like I'm ready to go with that spicy food. But I'm just a dollar menu guy. Every once in a while, maybe a Sunday, if it suits me, a value fry perhaps. I've already went past $5 now.
Yeah.
But
You're just trying to make Mr. Moneybags
I'm just a
at
glutton
McDonald's.
Right now. I'm a glutton now.
I said $5, and you're just.
I'm gonna get 2 number 4s and 12 number 6s.
That's a lot of number 6s. That would be a lot of money.
That would also be a lot of exercise to fix what I just did to my body.
Now, this next question is just going to be a loaded question, and I probably shouldn't even ask you,
Give
but I
you a
ask
loaded
it.
answer.
How do you like your women? I mean, a man who's built his career on just talking about women. How do you like your women? Oh
man. Like in what capacity? Like so many like babies.
How many times have you been burned? That's my question.
How many times have I burned? Well, honestly, I've not been burned that many times by an accumulative amount of girls.
Was that one?
I want to say there's really only been max 3 girls that I've been burned.
And I want
by.
to say what Megan is one of them. Do I know this from or was that just
No,
what
Megan never
8725 was?
That's
or
3685.
Yeah, that.
She's a sweetheart.
Okay.
That's
a great song, but
thank you. Yeah, that was maybe me burning her. Sorry, Megan. Yeah, there's a lot. There's mainly just kind of 2 girls, I think, that and it was vice versa. Almost all the Spill Canvas stuff is the beginning stuff was based around a couple very important, still very important to me, always will be.
Yep. I think we all have that kind of.
You have one of those, and I had 2 that were spaced out over 10 years or something, and you're off, you're on, you're off. You don't talk for, it's just they're extremely important though to you because. Without them, I wouldn't be who I was. I wouldn't have learned the things I did, and the songs wouldn't exist either. That do.
Well, thank you, girls that burned Nick.
I know you guys know who you are. I don't want to say thank you for burning me because I know we both know that still sucks. But
it does suck.
We're grown ups. You're grown ups. I'm not a grown up anymore. But yeah, it is what it is.
So going back to the original question, how do you like your women?
Very loaded question again. I like my women. Things have changed over the last couple of years, and I like them. I don't like them like I used to. As in, I needed a lot of nice substance. The entertainment industry and being on tour in a band presents many options of.
I bet.
Not bad. Some of them have resulted in very meaningful things to me.
Yeah.
Just full of substance. I need something
There you go.
that I can that we can connect with.
No basic bitches here.
No, that's exactly what I meant to say. I don't know why I just didn't just end that whole thing right there. No basic bitches, please.
None. Go away.
Then I'm gonna do that.
So, bonus question: what you
Yeah.
vaping on?
I'm vaping on model or
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I'm vaping on? I have right now. My flavor is what is it? Unicorn milk.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Not
Yes,
real
yes.
unicorn milk.
Right.
It's a brand. I think the brand's like Cottonwood.
Yeah.
It is strawberry milk.
Mm-hmm. Some of my friends do that.
I'm in the middle of. I used to like really sweet, and then I can't do too much savory.
Yeah.
It has to have a tint of like some fruitiness to it.
Yeah, that's how
for
I
me
am
to
too.
go all day with it. So, yeah.
One more bonus question.
Bonus question.
How does one spill a canvas?
Being a terrible painter, which I painted once in my life, which a lot of people wouldn't know. I bought a Bob Ross DVD, the guy with the afro and the hat, and I painted it, and that was it. I followed the DVD, and it looks really good because he teaches you these tricks. I've never done it beyond that. Spill a canvas, you're just a messy, clumsy person trying to get. I wish there was a cooler meaning to that name. It was out of 4 names in one of my little notebooks after I graduated high school. That was the coolest one to me, so maybe on a subconscious level, like it makes sense. But when I try to explain it out loud, I just know it's just like bull.
Well, my friend D-Womp, who you met before, the other fella that comes to the shows with me, he wanted me to ask you how does one spill a canvas? So
You just
just be clumsy
sorry,
and
just be clumsy and stumble through life. It's very easy. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Pleasure's all mine.
I really appreciate it. And I know you're kind of sick and
A little under the weather. I'm sorry. I was holding that one in.
oh.
I hope that. Oh, excuse me. I'm getting it out of my system.
Yes. Woo. So thank you so much, Nick. And
all mine.
please follow Nick on Instagram,
Please.
Nick Thomas Music, on Facebook, Nick Thomas Music. Do you have a Twitter and stuff? Do you have that kind of?
Yes. What's the Twitter? Nick Thomas Band.
Is that?
Nick Thomas Band Twitter. Good time for the interview. Good time for the interview to end.
It
I'm
is.
going to go to a coughing fit. Thank you so much, brother.
Yes, thank you. Follow
I'm so sorry.
HodgePodge Records and
Yes.
thank you so much.
Woo! Thank you. I'm not contagious. I just have to cough and sneaky stuff.
His name is Landon. Hi, please give it for Landon. We are in a band together. I guess we were, we still are. Called the Spill Canvas. And Mr. Bryce Jones on the drums, please give it up. Woo! I might need your help singing this one. This is a song from our band, the Spill Canvas. I just want to dance to this song all the time. I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready. I hope that I'm ready. Here we go. What I really think is just a matter of course. And this can't be you. Spin out about from coast to coast. Believe it. It's just nothing to get to. I'll take back and sing who I take now. Taste